Good morning, guys. We're gonna make some keto ice cream. I'm gonna show you the things you need to make this. So I have this little Oster, my blender. I think this thing is like $25. You can order it on Amazon or on Kroger's. It's kind of like I think it's a bullet that's more like $75. And I've had this thing for a couple years and love it. And it comes with like 2 bottles, and then it has a cap to replace it with that you can drink stuff out of it. But we're using it to make our ice cream in today. And then almond milk. I have the unsweetened vanilla kind, the 30 calories. And then over here I have the heavy whipping cream. And then down here I have the cottage cheese. And I have a measuring cup, glass measuring cup. And I also have a scale, which you don't have to use. I just like to use it that way. And then I have all these different flavorings. You can use whatever you want for yours. I just have mine out here so you can see all the different options that you have. The one I'm going to be using today is vanilla, which is in this little one. That light's kind of bright. And you want to get the kind that's in alcohol, not in sugar. So the options that I have here, I'll show you real quick, are vanilla and strawberry. And I got all of these at Walmart. And they also have them at Kroger's. That's lemon. This is peppermint. And banana. And then I also picked this up, which you could use to like for flavoring, this Churning sugar-free s'more syrup. Here's the ingredients on the back. It does use sucralose, not to be confused with sucrose. So there's that option. For sweetener, this is a great brand, Puree Organic Stevia Blend. Show you the back. This is what I normally use to make this. However, I know this isn't as great of an option, this sucralose, because it's not natural like the stevia. But I've really been liking this. It doesn't leave this aftertaste. And I'm not gonna be eating this every single day. It's just every once in a while. So anyways, you make your choice what you would like to sweeten it with, but this is what I'm gonna be using for this. And the recipe calls for 1/4 cup of granular sweetener, and this is really strong drops, so I'm gonna have to play around with it to see if I can get it right. And this is hard to find. I ordered this on Amazon. It doesn't have maltodextrin or anything in it. Oh my gosh, the bottle's gross. Sorry about that, guys. I take this to work with me. But anyways, there is that. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is get 1 cup of cottage cheese into our blender bottle. So I'm gonna measure this out on my scale. I put it on my scale, and then I'm gonna zero it out, and then get that in there. Okay, so I have 1 cup of cottage cheese in there, or what's actually 226 grams, but I ended up with 228 grams. I like doing it this way just because I don't dirty up a cup, and I feel like it's more accurate. But you totally don't have to have a scale. But this scale, I got it on Amazon for like $10 with free shipping if you're a Prime member. Okay, next thing we want to do is add 1/2 cup of milk, or almond milk, that's what I have, to our blender bottle. And then we want to add our flavor. So I'm gonna do a tablespoon and add it to the bottle. Okay, so then we just add our lid, put it in here, we blend it up. Okay, and you wanna shake it up really good and make sure there's no chunks in it. And if you don't have this, you could use a regular blender too. This next step is optional. I'm going to add a tablespoon of vegetable glycerin to this bottle and then mix it up. I got this on Amazon, You can see everything on the back. Ingredients. And I think this is supposed to keep it from getting quite so icy, you know, like after it's frozen and in the freezer. But either way, if you use this or not, after it's been frozen overnight, it's rock solid and you have to set it out like in your fridge for a couple hours. But I have this, so I'm gonna use this. So a tablespoon of this. And this recipe is gonna be, I'm gonna type it out down below. Okay, I also added about 5 drops of the sucralose to this stage and mixed it all together. We'll add more at the end, but if you're using a granular sugar, you wouldn't add any sweetener just yet. Okay, the next step here in this measuring cup, we are going to mix together 3/4 of a cup of heavy whipping cream and 3/4 of a cup of almond milk into this measuring cup. Also, this would be the stage where you would also put into here 1/4 of a cup of sweetener of your choice, or I'm going to do the drops and mix it up together in this cup. Okay, so in here I mixed up the heavy whipping cream, the almond milk, and I added the sucralose. I have a glass straw that I added the sugar till taste, or you could add your granular sugar. And then we're gonna pour that into this bottle, and then we're gonna mix it up in here. Okay, it's all poured in there, and then we are going to blend it all up. Okay, so I've tasted it, it's good and sweet, it tastes amazing. So the next step is, you can either pour it into an ice cream maker, which I have, that's how I'm gonna do mine, or you can pour this into a glass pan and put it in your freezer, and every half an hour for a couple hours, just keep stirring it and scraping the bottom, and then you'll have ice cream. All right, I'm gonna show you my ice cream maker and how we make ice cream. Okay, I have 2 containers here ready. I'm gonna divide my ice cream when it's done into 2 because I'm gonna take one to work with me and leave one here. I don't think by any means it's gonna fill 2 of these up, but ahead of time you wanna put these into your freezer so that they're cold when you put your ice cream in it, so it doesn't make it a little bit melty. And then you also wanna have lids to be able to cover it. Okay, so this is my ice cream maker. This is the Cuisinart. Let's see if you can see that. The bowl is in the freezer. The bowl you need to freeze for at least 24 hours. So that is kind of one of the downsides, but you don't have to add salt or anything like the old-fashioned type of ice cream makers. And you have ice cream once you mix it up in like 20 minutes. And it took like, if I wasn't filming, it would have taken me literally like 5 minutes to mix up the mixture. Okay, so we have our bowl in there. We have our mixture. And we just pour it in. Then it just spins it around. In about 20 minutes, we'll have ice cream. Okay, our ice cream is done and it has been 15 minutes exactly. Talk about easy out. This just pulled straight out and into here, which that's pretty amazing. Okay guys, I have it in my 2 containers here, and I put some in a bowl to show you how amazing it is, just right out of there. And it's so good, absolutely delicious. All right, I'm gonna show you some of the topping options that I have for this. Okay, this is an option, chocolate hazelnut syrup. I got this in my Keto box, subscription box. Here's the macros. They are a little bit high, but they do have fiber in it. I'm not recommending you eat this every single day, but it is sweetened with monk fruit. So there is that. And then there's these. I made these. I will link my recipe down below. This is cookie dough topping that I made, and I froze in the freezer on a sheet pan. I may have taken some shots of when I was making it. If I did, I'll include it. But this is a great topping option. And yeah, so there's that. Lily's chocolate chips is always a good option. They're sugar-free, so there's that. I forgot to mention the macros. Okay, so if you divided this into 4 big servings, it would have 211 calories per serving, 10.1 grams of fat, 6 carbs, 8.8 grams of protein, which is 3.4 net carbs. You know, you can just put all your ingredients into, you know, like a recipe finder, but that's just what I scribbled down from the last time I made it. Okay, guys, I'm going to finish this video here just because I have to head off to work. But there is some quick and easy keto ice cream. Oh, and I forgot to mention that you could add strawberries to this. You could add chocolate chips. Like, as it starts almost freezing, you can kind of mix them in to make it however you'd like. I just prefer it plain.